Hi Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be linked and listed in the description box below. Also a reminder to not respond to anybody who is pretending to be me in the comment box below, soliciting you for readings or for anything. So just be mindful, I will not be doing that, so don't comment to them. Now let's begin this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we move forward in peace and in harmony. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. Now let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Scorpio, January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Scorpio. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Scorpio. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Scorpio. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Okay, just wanted to move those down so that they were a bit easier to see. Let's see what your chakra energy has to say. Scorpio, January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Scorpio. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Scorpio. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Scorpio. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, fantastic. So we're starting here with angels and masters, angels and divinity. So you are well protected. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above your crown. Absolutely beautiful. Then we have the I Am Presence, which is my absolute favorite card in the chakra sequence. This is the crown chakra, there we go. And it is letting you know your worth. So we will get to this in just a moment, but it is profoundly powerful. And then we have self-mastery. We have a sense here with the solar plexus chakra. There we go, I can speak. We have you falling into alignment with yourself, seeing what it is that you desire, seeing how it is that you need and want to move forward within your life. And you're starting to see things fall into balance. It doesn't mean that everything happens all at once. It means that, you're sitting there and you're looking at things and you're like, well, that doesn't fit. And why am I doing this? Like, why? It's kind of like, why am I beating my head against a stone? So you're going to start to see yourself kind of connect with your body, your mind, your spirit, what it is that you desire, the way that you need to move forward for soul and self. And it becomes very empowering. It really does. It's very much being in the present, and it's very much, listening to what your body is saying, what your soul is saying to you, and your gut reactions become astoundingly important. So the left-hand side here is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So we have the Ace of Swords. You are getting a gift right off the bat from divinity. You then have the Queen of Cups, so you're coming through as a queen, which is wonderful. You have the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The Four of Swords. The Three of Swords is crowning your heart, so you're seeing some heartbreak, you're seeing some pain, disappointment. It's what makes us us. It's the pains that we hold within us that have scarred our hearts, that have made us doubt ourselves. This could be from past relationships where you were just hopelessly in love with somebody and it didn't work out. This could be, as we grow as individuals and find our place. This could be the negativity that was spoken over us, generational curses, hurts, pains. All the disappointments, they come in the Three of Swords, and they're just that heartbreak that makes it so hard to move forward. And you have the Five of Swords here. There's something karmic in this. There's something that's repeating itself within your life. You're kind of like, oh my gosh, not this again. And you're seeing a strength forward. You're going to be looking at things, and it's kind of like, I don't want to be in this sorrow anymore. I don't want to have this pain around me, because you're looking at your dreams. You're looking at what it is that you truly desire with the Seven of Cups. And that starts to open up the world to you. So you have this choice within your heart. It's kind of like, I can stay in the sorrow, or I can start to move towards my bliss, towards my joy, towards my happiness. And which one is more important to me? And I know it seems like a no-brainer. It really does seem like, duh. Of course, I would go to my joys, my happinesses, my successes, to living my dreams. But it's so easy. It is so easy to sit there and to stay in our pains and in our sorrows. And that's going to be something you fight during this time. It really is. You have the Ace of Cups, so divinity is handing you another gift. This one you most absolutely take. You have the Hangman. You don't see things the same way as everybody else. The 10 of Wands. You're really learning here how not to be a workhorse, how not to just have the weight of everything kind of fall on your shoulders and have other people just not caring, and you're picking up the slack. And here you're going to have to learn that balance between taking everything on and being like, oh no, it's okay, I got this, and relaxing and saying, no, you know what, that's not my job, that's not where I want to be. It's not going to one extreme or another. It's finding that balance. It's saying, this is me. I'm a helpful, positive, bountiful person, but I am also a person who needs to take a break and needs to, connect with my soul and myself. And then we have the Knight of Swords, which has you absolutely taking the gift of the Ace of Swords that crowns the part of the reading of your inner self. And here you become a soldier of what it is that you want within your life. You become a hero in your own story, in your own tale, which is really, really, really beautiful. Now let's see the people who will be aiding you during this time. Who are the people who will be aiding Scorpio? January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Scorpio. Who are the people who will be aiding Scorpio? January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Scorpio. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, here. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. I like that they just popped right out. That's awesome. So we start off here with the Princess of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is somebody who's becoming a student of their own prosperity. They're figuring things out as they go along, and you're going to be very inspired by the way that they're working things out, the way that they are kind of puzzling out the situation before them, but also the mindfulness that they're putting into what they create on this earth. Now, this could be a person who you know in real life. This could be a person who inspires you through any form of media. This could also be somebody who, like, you're reading their works or you're looking at their art and you're like, huh, I never saw it that way. I never thought of it like that. And so it starts to open up a different avenue of prosperity for you. And that becomes very powerful. That becomes a very strong sense of self and sense of abundance. And then it leads you to the Queen of Wands. This is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is a person who is passionate, who's not afraid of rolling up their sleeves, who's also not afraid of confrontation, which I can see here during this time. It's like you've had too much confrontation and you just don't want it anymore. You're going to choose the road of peace almost over everything else. And sometimes that's going to be at the expense of you. So sitting here and saying, and being inspired by somebody who is a bit more fiery, who has this determination, who can kind of see the passion of their soul or knows one point of what they want. They might not know anything else. And you sit there and you look at them sometimes and you're like, okay. But this one aspect, they know absolutely. And that's going to be the aspect of kind of like standing up for themselves, knowing where it is that they want to be headed. And so even if you don't agree with everything, you're really going to be inspired by that passion forward, that determination. And that's going to be something that you want to incorporate more into your life during this time. And this is going to be a person who also has hidden talents. They also have a way of kind of like building that fire, building that inspiration. And you are just going to be inspired by them. You're going to sit there and say, wow, I can have that fire moving me forward. I can change things up like that. And that would be a really cool and powerful way for me to move in my life. And then we have here the King of Wands. So another fire sign energy, of course. Now, whenever I have the King and the Queen from the same suit, from the same deck in a reading, this is a soulmate connection. This is a true love connection. So for some of you Scorpios here, you could be falling in love with a fire sign energy or just astoundingly inspired by them. That in one way or another, this could be a soulmate. It doesn't have to be your one and only soulmate or your true flame or anything like that. It can be a soulmate, a person that you've known in a past life or you've known, in a past incarnation that is inspiring you, that is helping you look at things. Now, also know with these people that sometimes they inspire us by aggravating us. So here you could find this person to be aggravating and yet brilliant at the same time. You're not going to, again, agree with everything that they're saying, but some things that they're saying really do make a heck of a lot of sense and really are powerful truths for you. So here you are embracing your fire, you're embracing, rolling up your sleeves, getting into the thick of things, getting into what it is that you have dreamt of, what it is that you want, the inspiration that is leading you forward. And there is a sense here of this person having a little bit of a temper. Now, it can be overwhelming to you during this time because you're going to want to stay as calm and as nice and as serene as possible. But embracing this fire, embracing this sense of, I can stand my ground. I can know my truth. I don't always have to agree with what everybody else is saying. I can be me. That becomes something powerful that you take away from this. That becomes a very beautiful way that you move forward because you're going to have that loving, that nurturing, that is just a part of you, Scorpio. And then you're going to have that fire, that passion, that determination. And that's where your angels and your spirit guides are really, wrapping their wings around you and saying, I'm here with you. It is okay, to state your truth, to go after what it is that you want because you're falling into alignment with yourself. And when we fall into alignment with ourselves, it doesn't always mean that things become easier. Sometimes as we are falling into alignment, things become a bit more difficult because we're looking at things and we're, challenging preconceived notions or we're challenging, our own concept of reality and we're pushing those barriers. And then we're starting to see ourselves, morphing, changing, becoming more assertive. And when we first have that, it can be looking at our world and saying, well, none of this is what I want, or, oh my gosh, how did I even get here? And so your angels, your spirit guides, divinity, they have their wings wrapped around you. And I love the angels' wings because they look like a heart, right? And so that heart is wrapped around you. You're protected and cocooned in love and in peace. And this the sense of togetherness, the sense of oneness that is really quite exquisite. And that's going to be what helps you, and kind of like your touchstone during this time. It's like, let me breathe in. What is it that I truly want? Where is it that I truly need to be? How is it that I need to move forward? And that connection with your angels, that connection with your spirit guides are going to be making all the difference in the world. And it leads you to your I am presence. It leads you to your angels really calling forward in you. It's like, what are you thinking? Now, this is, of course, the soul star chakra located 6 inches above your crown. So this is like this power raining down on you. And it hits you right in your crown chakra, which is right here. And this is the I am presence. I am, finish that sentence. I am strong. I am powerful. I am creative. I am loving. I am caring. I am brilliance. I am enough within my world. And I am moving forward towards my goals. Or I'm sad and I'm overwhelmed and I don't have a place anymore. And I don't know how it is that I'm moving forward. And I don't know where it is that I'm supposed to be. And I didn't know that life was going to be this hard. Which words ring true for you? And people say, Dane, why do you say the negative? Well, because it's always easy to say, oh yeah, totally agree with the positive. Absolutely, that's me. But when we hear the negative and then we think, oh, well, that rings true. That voice is in my head. Oh yeah, I've said that to myself. Oh yeah, I feel that way. And we then realize that it's not a shameful thing. It's not a shameful thing to be overwhelmed. It's not a shameful thing to look at things and say, this was so much more. This is so much more work. This was so much more time. This was so much more effort than I ever thought it was going to be. I didn't want it to be this hard. And that's fair. A lot of times we feel shame about that because, it's part of our life, that sense of, oh my goodness. And people show us, on TV and, people online, it's like, oh no, you're just supposed to be happy all the time. It's supposed to be easy. Or they tell you about the struggle, but then they always tell you how they got over it and how it was just wonderful and they just pushed through and they soldiered on and it was great. And here with the crown chakra and the I am presence, it is knowing where you are within your mental state, within your mental health. And it's giving yourself respect for that. And it's knowing that I am enough in the situation that I'm in the way that I'm moving forward, in who I am enough. I wasn't created in lack. I wasn't created in doubt or in fear, in anger, or in, despair. I'm a child of the universe. Stardust runs through my veins. And so here, you have a bit of the God's head within you. Every single person does. And it's the peace that radiates from those who see it that becomes extraordinary. It's time to start seeing it. It's time to start understanding that, yes, the situation might be overwhelming. It really can be. This time in our world is overwhelming. But being that peace for you, sitting there and knowing that I am enough to wake up, to face the next day, to keep moving forward, and to believe in myself, that is a powerful thing. And you have your angels, you have your spirit guides on your side. And that starts to call a different world into your being because you're relying on them and not everybody else. And you're seeing that truth. And you're not seeing the same pain and anger and heartbreak and despair that everybody else is living by. And that brings you into the self-mastery. That brings you into alignment with who it is that you are, where it is that you're supposed to be, what it is that you desire. It's like, who am I? Now, it changes every single day. We change. We're very malleable, creative, sometimes chaotic individuals. And so here, things change, but as we fall into alignment with ourselves, as we embrace the change, as we embrace the different needs, as we look at things openly and honestly and more succinctly, we start to see the mastery. We start to see where it is that we, where it is that we strive forward, where it is that we achieve, and where it is that we need a bit of work. And so this mastery comes in with the solar plexus chakra. And it's starting to trust that gut reaction. It's starting to trust that gut feel. It's starting to look at things differently and look at things more in alignment for you. Because you are going to have this tendency during this time, Scorpio, to look at things for other people and sit there and say, well, they're happy with this, or this makes other people feel content, so I'm just going to kind of keep on soldiering on. I'm just going to take on more. I'm just going to keep on pushing forward. But that there is a breaking point during this time where you just can't do that anymore. And what's more, you don't want to. you don't want to. You're getting a gift here. You have a gift here really from spirit, from divinity, okay? But it's a spiritual gift. So the pentacles and the wands are very much of this earthly plane. The swords and the cups are of the spiritual plane because they're more emotional gifts. And so here you have the Ace of Swords and you have the Ace of Cups. So you have this crowning you in two situations. In the public arena, you have a gift of the heart coming. In the private arena of your inner self, you have the gift of the mind coming. And that is really going to be stirring up the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointments within your emotional self and saying, where is it that I want to be? It's that beautiful combination of the mind and the heart coming together and saying, what is it that I stand for? Where is it that I want to be in the next year, 5 years, 10 years? How is it that I want to shape my life? And of course, we're going to be changing. I mean, if you look back and you see your goals from, years ago to now, they might be completely different and you might be a completely different person. And sometimes that can be sad, but it's also going to be beautiful. It's like the change that moves us forward and that sense of being part of a river of time and not knowing the rapids that are ahead, not knowing the twists and turns along the way. So divinity right here is handing you a gift of knowledge, is handing you a gift of understanding. And the cool thing about the swords is that they are the only weapon within the tarot, all right? Everything else also has a different purpose or isn't a weapon at all. But the swords simply are. And so the mind is a weapon. A mind, that old saying, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. And here you are cutting through doubts and fears. Divinity is giving you greater insight, greater understanding, helping you look at things more openly, more honestly for yourself, taking away the fears, the anchors, and letting you see things more clearly. So there are going to be times where it's just like, it's like a bell being tolled, okay? A bell ringing. And you're going to sit there and be like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. It might not make sense to anybody else. And you might sit there after that happens, after that kind of like, light bulb aha moment comes in and be like, well, why the heck does that make sense? But it does. And you're looking at it and you're like, maybe I can move forward like this. Maybe I can be like this. And it starts to open up a new door. It starts to open up a new idea. It starts to open up a new way. And as it cuts through a lot of the doubts and the fears, you start to see here, because you have this mother or this nurse taking care of the baby. And it's like, I'm nurturing this. I'm nurturing this idea. I'm nurturing this way forward. And I'm finding that it frees me. I'm finding that it challenges me. It guides me. And if you've ever taken care of a baby, like it's challenging, it's upsetting, it's wonderful, it's amazing. And you're going to see that with this gift from divinity. It is everything. And at times it feels like nothing all at once. And it becomes so important, this idea that you have. It can become all consuming. You can have an idea during this time, or a passion, or a goal, and you can be completely consumed by it. And it's something that takes up your time, takes up your effort, takes up your love and attention, but it guides you forward in a way, it pushes you in a way that you hadn't anticipated, that you didn't think was going to be possible. And it leads you to being a queen. It leads you to sitting there. And the Queen of Cups, knows that she is in control of her life and herself. She's the queen that I really sit there and see as not looking at everybody else, but as saying, this is the cup that I drink from. This is the beauty that I have. This is the passion that guides me. This is the love that I need within my life. This is my truth. And as I say this and as I see this, it becomes more of my truth, because I drink deeply of what I need, of what I want, and what I desire within my life. And it becomes this place of love, this place of understanding, this place of greater intuition, of greater self. And you're going to see yourself really embracing this inward journey and really embracing the quiet moments to open up the doors, to see yourself moving forward, to see yourself, embracing new ideas, to see yourself becoming more. And it becomes this passionate truth of yours. It really does. It's like you're breaking down a wall that was built around you, and you were caged in for too long. And now you're starting to see that you have the power to knock it down. You have the power through your I am presence, through the words that you choose within your life, through the passion that you have for yourself and your soul, to say, this is what I want. This is who I am. This is where I need to be. And you start to embrace that queenliness, that regality of life, that royalty of self. And it leads you then to the King of Fire. So in your inner self, you're embracing your heart, you're embracing your mind, you're looking at things, you're opening up doors, you're sitting there and you're finding that you are more empowered, you are more emboldened than you were before. And it leads you to the King of Wands that sits there and says, this is my passion. And that's why you're going to be so inspired by the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. You are entering into a point that says, what is my passion? What is my truth? What is my goal? Where is it that I need to be? What is the fire forward for me? And this could be somebody who comes into your life during this time who you might not, again, there's something here where you don't agree with everything that they do, but you do agree with the results that they get. And that's going to be something that you look at and you're like, how can I do that? Or how can I take the fiery aspect of myself, that passionate determination and the emotional passion and, love that I have and nurturing that I have to move forward in my truth and create it? Because you're going to find that you get to a certain point, Scorpio, and then you'll sacrifice for everybody else. And you'll put things on the back burner. And you'll say, okay, I'm going to get to them. Okay, I'm going to get to them. And what happens is by the time you get a moment to get to them, you're tired, you're overwhelmed, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, I just don't want to do anything else. Like, I just want to sit down, eat something, have a cup of tea, coffee, hot chocolate, whatever it is that you like, and go to sleep or just veg out in front of the television. And here, it's like, what is my passion? What is it that I am determined to create within my world? What dream? Because it's here, correlated with the dream that I have, okay, to move me forward. But I'm too busy having everybody else's nonsense put on my shoulders or trying to keep the peace everywhere to say, okay, that dream gets to be later on. Or, you're just so stressed out that when it comes time to have a moment, you're like, I don't want to work on anything else. I need to just decompress because your mind is so overwhelmed and you at times are so overwhelmed. And here it's looking at your passion, it's looking at what you desire, and it's saying, all right, either I need a schedule or I need something to help me compartmentalize everything and move forward. And it's also clear boundaries during this time. That's going to be very important. The clear boundaries of what you will do and what you won't do, and how here the King of Wands sees himself as, the fat cat, as the person who gets to call the shots. And you need just a little bit, Scorpio, to embrace that sense of, I get to call the shots. I get to be in charge. I get to move forward this way. I get to have this passion guide me. And it leads you to looking at everything that you have done over your lifetime, every sacrifice that you have made, every heartbreak, every pain, every disappointment, and saying, I deserve this. I deserve to be royalty. I deserve to be the ruler and the monarch of my life, of my existence, and of my power forward. It's enough with sacrificing it for everybody else. It's enough with giving it up so that other people can be happy. And yes, other people being happy is important, and we're not saying here to be tyrannical. What Spirit is saying is that look at everything that you've done. So when you sit there and you think, oh, it's not enough, or you sit there and you say, yeah, but I could have handled that better. Look at how other people would have fallen apart and have fallen apart in situations that you've been through. Look at how you've fought and you've become so much more than you ever thought you would be. And it can be, okay, but, Dean, I'm not where I want to be in my life and everything's fallen apart and things are super hard right now. Yes, but you're still standing. You're still fighting. You found this channel, okay? You're not like everybody else if you're here. And so here is to look at who it is that you want to be, to look at where it is that you want to be, and to sit there and say, yeah, life is unfair. It really is. But I'm still moving forward, and I'm not going to have my strength taken away because of others, because of mishaps, because of disappointments, because of the state of the world. I'm going to keep pushing forward, and I'm going to pay myself the respect that I need to say, wow, look at what I've done. Look at how far I've come. Look at what I've overcome. And it moves you then to the Three of Swords. It moves you to that heartbreak, that pain, that disappointment that has defined your life for way too long. It's that negativity that was spoken over you. It's the way that you were raised with the generational curses, with your whomever raised you, your parents, your guardians, whoever, not knowing better and taking out their anger into your life. It's the, oh, we're just not successful people, or we always get robbed, or the only way you're going to get ahead is to cheat others. Those type of words. It's like, that's not my truth. I get to embrace my truth, my power. I get to embrace my way forward. And my heartbreak, my pain, my disappointment, the fact that people sit there and say, you'll never amount to anything. Too bad you look too much like your mother's people, your father's people to ever be smart, pretty, this, that. Just stupid things that people say. And now you're looking at it and you're like, no, you don't get to break my heart anymore. You just don't. I get to take what I want from life and I get to move me forward. And every single pain that I have been through, and that's what you're going to see here with the Four of Swords. Every single pain that I have been through, every single disappointment, every single anger, every single upset has aligned me with compassion in a way that people who just have easy street all the time never have. And it also aligns me with my truth because I'm being forged. I'm going into the fire, into the pain, into the hurt, into the disappointment, into the fire of existence. And I'm coming out stronger. I'm coming out better than I had thought I would, or than I had ever realized. And so I face that pain and that disappointment. And I look at it now and I say, I see you and I respect you. I respect the pain. I respect the hurt that holds me back. I respect the voices in my head, even from the angry, bitter people that have shaped me, because it has made me. But you don't get to have a say in my life anymore. You don't get to move me forward that way anymore. My heart is more than your negativity. And you give it a voice. You give it a visualization. You give it a space. And because you have acknowledged it, and it's acknowledged you, you can move forward. And it moves you then to the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is karmically what you're put on this earth to learn, what you have to understand, what you're being taught. And so for me, the Five of Swords is the lessons that keep on coming up. The people who come into our lives and you're like, oh my gosh, you're just like XYZ, these people I used to know before. And you're looking at it and it's like, I didn't like them. I don't want them in my life. Why are you here? Why is this lesson here? It's that sense of, oh my gosh, here we go again. And it's that anger, it's that frustration, it's that disappointment with the progress forward. And what Spirit is saying here is like, no, this is powerful for your heart because you're facing this pain and you're facing these patterns and you're sitting there and you're breaking the chains. You're breaking the chains that were wrapped around you, wrapped around your name before you were born. And you're looking at it and you're saying, no, I don't want this. I don't need this. I'm not defined by my hurts and my disappointments anymore. I'm defined by me, by my stubbornness, by my tenacity, by my will and my creativity. And that gets to open up the door. I don't get to be hurt anymore and come from a place of hurt. It's going from victim to victor. And it's having people be shocked along the way, sitting there and saying, well, Scorpio, I didn't want you to live your dreams. I didn't get to live my dreams. Well, that's on you. It's not on me. And so here, you're facing your dreams. And you're seeing that place where we keep them safe in our psyches. We take out our dreams and we look at them and we say, oh, wouldn't that be nice? One day when everything's perfect, everything will be great. I can have that dream come forward. Here's the thing. As Dostoevsky said, if we had our perfection, if we had our paradise, we would pop it like bubbles. Utopia would never be, because people are always striving for more. And we're always discontented with one thing or another. Oh, I thought I'd love it, but I don't. When you paint a room a certain color and you thought, or you test it out on the wall and you thought, I thought that was going to work, but it's really not. That's what dreams are like sometimes. And here, it's the passion that you need to move forward. It's the dreams that you have within your heart, within your soul, within yourself. And instead of keeping them safe in the corners of your mind, instead of sitting there and saying, okay, you're so precious to me, I don't want you to be ruined by the light of day. It's looking at it and saying, come forward so I can start living this truth. And even if it's disappointing and even if it's overwhelming, I get to have that dream brought forward. And it's not that it's disappointing. It's like, as I find the place that it fits within my life, I get to have that dream come forward. I do apologize if you can hear my nephew. And so here, it's being brave. Because most people keep their dreams. They keep them locked up in that safe, beautiful place where you can just fantasize about them. You can fantasize about that dream coming forward, but it never does. And now it's time. And it's time to call it into your life and into your power. And it opens up your world. It's like, why not? Why can't I move forward this way? Why can't the world be not always what I want it to be, but why can't it be what I've dreamt of it? Why can't I have the love in my life that I want? Why can't I have the career that I want? Why can't I have the family that I want? And it's sitting there and saying, okay, I know that having it all and doing it seamlessly isn't going to happen, because it just never does. But I also know that I do not have to sacrifice my happiness because of other people say so. And so the world starts to open to you because you're changing the way that you see things, okay? It can be not being so like it has to be just one way type of thing. It's kind of like you're going with the flow with spirit, and you're letting divinity kind of take the wheel in a very powerful way and saying, where do you guide me? Like, where is it that I'm going to end up? But you're also keeping at your heart this dream, this desire, this vision forward to say, okay, where is it going that I'm going to end up in this parameter, in this way of seeing things, in this world? Because the doors have been barred. They've been barred from the disappointments that we run into in life. They've been barred by the rejections that we've had, the hardships that we've had, the people who've laughed at our dreams, the people who have broken our hearts. And so our world, when we're little, it's so big. Like, you can become anything. And then as you start to live, and as other people's influences keep on coming in, the world gets smaller and smaller and smaller because the pain gets more real. And especially as a person, especially during this time, who's coming across as so sensitive and so in tuned and so passionate, but also such a peacekeeper, all right? Peacekeepers tend to sit there and say, the first person I will sacrifice is me in order for the collective we. And that's commendable, yes. But it gets old really fast if you're the person trying to keep the peace and trying to keep the harmony and simply forgetting about yourself. And so here, you're breaking out of your shell in a very beautiful way. You have this beautiful Ace of Cups. And it's like, look at this new world. Look at this new world that I get to dance through, that I get to be free in, that I get to be, not inhibited by. I don't get to be inhibited by everybody else, self-conscious, thinking, of every word that I say and how will people perceive me. No, I get to be. I'm a new soul. What is that song? I'm a new soul looking at this strange world. That's what you're doing. And you're having the waters come in, and they're healing. They're washing away doubts and fears and negativity, not forever, but for moments. Moments of clarity are priceless. Moments of clarity move us forward in a way that makes us rethink things, makes us look at things more openly, more honestly for ourselves, has us calling forward our power. And so here, you're calling forward your power. Your heart is healing in the public arena, all right? And it can make you more sensitive, and do know that it will make you more sensitive when it comes to dealing with people and, figuring things out. You'll take things to heart. But you're also going to look at it and say, I've kind of been through this before. I've dealt with this before. And yes, I don't want to offend. And yes, I can be overwhelmed. And you might find that certain things during this time, you could have to do a return, right? And usually you're fine. You're like, okay, this just needs to be exchanged. Everything's, totally on the up and up. Let's just do this. But there's something that holds you back. It's like, oh, I don't want to seem ungrateful for what I have, or, what I got for the holidays or something like that. And there's something here that will make you stop at things that are perfectly reasonable. And it's because the healing waters are coming in and they're taking down these barriers, but they're also making you look at things a little bit differently, a little bit more openly, a little bit more honestly. And so it makes you a little bit more sensitive to the world around you. So just be mindful of that. And then you start to see things differently. You start to see, oh, wow, I was really silly with that fear for whatever reason. It's kind of like the little kid getting on the school bus who always wanted to ride on the school bus. And when it's time, they're like, oh my gosh, it's so scary. But it's also so wonderful. And that's what you're going to feel here. It's that apprehension, but it's also that wonder. It's like, wow. So here, you look at things differently. And as you look at things differently and you have this healing coming in, again, it makes you more sensitive to the way other people see things and the way other people want things. And you're going to sit there and think, oh, well, maybe I'm doing it wrong. And that's going to be your first reaction. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I should be like everybody else. No, you should be like you. You should move forward in your truth. You should move forward in your power. You should move forward in your understanding. And, embrace that truth. Embrace that way of looking at things that's different. But it's also going to become like a signature. it is going to become a way that people sit there and say, oh, well, Scorpio sees it this way. And Scorpio always has like this unique way of seeing things, this, powerful way of seeing things. So let's ask them. Let's see what they have to say. And that's going to be where you come from. But because it's not going to be like everybody else, some people will ridicule you. Well, some people will sit there and say, well, oh, you always come from left field, or maybe be more in the box, or, oh, of course you think that, type of thing. They're just jealous. If they have enough time in them to, be looking at everything that you're doing and not looking at everything that they're doing, they have their own problems. And they really do. The Ten of Wands. Workhorse. I mean, just more and more being piled on and piled on and piled on. And especially during these weird times where it's like you want to keep everything normal. You want to keep everything, fine. But it's getting harder and harder, right? The last nerve is coming. Like things are getting frayed. And so here with the Ten of Wands, it's looking at everything that you're carrying. And then it's saying, why? Why? Or why am I letting this chaos be around me? Like weighing me down? What purpose is it serving? And it's kind of like your armor. It is. It is going to be kind of like your armor. It's like, I have to pull all of this. I can't be dealing with my dreams. I can't be dealing with my passion. I can't be dealing with everything else. And divinity is saying, well, if not now, then when? If not you, then who? If you don't get to live your dreams, who does? Is it the person that's just like chilling out over here, letting you do everything? No, it's time to disseminate the work. It's time to divvy things up. And as you divvy things up, you're going to find that you become a warrior of your truth. You find that you release so much that has held you back, so much that has kept you, kind of grounded in one spot that you didn't want to be in. And you start to slay the dragons, slay the doubts and the fears that kept you from your dreams. You become this warrior of your truth. And you're like, this is who I am. This is who I need to be. This is how I need to move forward. I'm done. I'm done trying to be so nice to everybody who doesn't care. I'm done trying to, respect people who aren't respecting me. We move forward in mutual respect, or we can move forward in non-connectiveness. Here, you're looking at the angers, the fears that hoard away your blessings. And you start to bring them to the surface. And you start to say, this is me. This is who I need to be. This is where I need to be. This is what I desire from life. And you defend it. And you look at the poison within the beauty of the world. And you acknowledge it. And you cut through it. And you ascend. You're raising your vibrational level. Okay? Your spiritual vibration, your personal vibration. And when you're raising your vibration, you can find, and especially during this time, you can find that things hit you. It's kind of like you find that workout routine, right? That works beautifully for you. And then you get sick, or, life throws everything at you and it's like, oh my gosh, I just want to do this. Why is everything crazy? Or you start to figure out the answers to that question that's been puzzling you for years of how to move forward towards your dreams. But then, everything just comes at you. And so you're going to find that things come at you during this time that you don't want to deal with. You're like, oh my gosh, why? And that's because you're moving out of the chaos of the world, out of the lower vibrational level, into the higher vibrational truth, into that place of harmony, into that place of deeper understanding. And the world, and the chaos of the world doesn't want you to be there. Because if you can sow more chaos, okay, if you can be lost, if you can be sad, if you could be, buying everything to make you happy, then that's exactly where they want you to be. That's exactly what they want from you. And here, and they, I mean, corporations, people like that, people who want you to buy, spend. And here, it's like, no, I need my truth. I need my balance. I need my understanding. And it's not going to be found anywhere but within me. And then it starts to shift towards very mindful power moving you forward. Very mindful, presence guiding you. Because it's the mindfulness of divinity. So let's see here. Let's go deeper. Scorpio, January 16th to the 31st, 2021 Scorpio. January 16th to the 31st, 2021 Scorpio. January 16th to the 31st, 2021 Scorpio. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. And let's look at the people you need to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Scorpio needs to be mindful of? January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Scorpio. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Scorpio. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me, clearly. These two, not this, like, half the deck right there. There we go. So we start off here with the Lord. This is Aries Energy, time frame March 21st to April 19th. This is somebody who's very controlling. It's very interesting because they're fire sign energy. So you will be very drawn to them during this time. But this is somebody who's like, this is the way it has to be. This is the way it's always been. You know, this is what I want. This is truth. Like, they're just a very forceful person. And you're going to be looking at them and saying, no, that's not right for me. Or, no, you don't. No, that's it. It's not right for you, which is true. But your voice doesn't get to drown out mine. Your truth doesn't get to drown out my truth. And that's going to be a powerful stance that you're taking during this time. And it leads you then to the Chariot. It leads you then to this energy of somebody who, this is Cancer energy, June 21st to July 22nd. This is a person who is very emotional, very much letting their emotions take the reign, and not looking at things logically, not looking at things practically for themselves. And so as they're charging forward, they don't care what happens. Like, they don't care where things lead. They just need the pain to stop. You know, they just need the thinking to stop. They just need, it's like they're escaping something, but they're running away from their own shadow. And that's a really hard place to be, because you can never outrun your shadow. And that's what they're learning. So just be mindful of that. And then we have the Princess of Swords. The Princess of Swords is an air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is a person who can be very manipulative with their words. Okay, kind of like they gossip here, they tell one person one story, they tell another person another story. They, cut through a lot of red tape, but it's by lies. They cut through a lot of things, but it's to create their own truths, to create their own worlds, which, creating your own world isn't a bad thing, but when you do it at the expense of other people, then it is. Okay, so just be mindful of that. You have the 8 of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands, and the Prince of Wands. Fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The 7 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. So you're definitely taking this gift. You've been taking all the gifts that come your way, which is glorious. You have the 10 of Wands, again, in the public arena. So either this means that at work, your workload is going to be a lot, like a lot is being put on your shoulders. At home, a lot is being put on your shoulders, and you're reaching your breaking point. I mean, just be warned that you need to take time for you. You need to take a step back, because if you don't, you will start to shatter, and then it'll take longer to rebuild to the place that you want to be. The two of Wands, the world is opening to you. Judgment, the raising up, the angels guiding you, and your angels are really connected with you during this time. So we have here the 8 of Pentacles. So your hard work is paying off as you embrace the majesty of you, as you take in the gifts of the mind. The hard work pays off, the determination guides you forward, and you're going to see that it wasn't for nothing, because you've been doubting that. You've been thinking, maybe I was just silly. Maybe, it isn't going to work forward, or maybe I'll never be able to get to where it is that I want to be. And the 9 of Wands has you looking at what everybody else is saying, everybody else's ideas and ideals, and you need to be looking at what you're creating. It's like that spider's web right there in the corner. It's like, what am I creating? What is the beauty that I am bringing forward to plant within or to decorate my life, my soul, myself, my determination. And the Nine of Wands has you looking at what everybody else wants you to do. And it has you looking at how bowed over you are at times. Just how much is keeping you from being that fat cat, from being that person that gets to be happy and successful and powerful. And you're looking at things, it's like, I can't listen to everybody else. Everybody can have their opinions, fine, but I get to have mine. And I get to move forward in my truth, in my determination, in my focus, in my understanding. And you get to fight for it. And that's what you're doing here. You're following your words, your wisdom, your voice, and you're flying to new heights. You're going after what it is that you want. You're embracing passion. You're embracing determination. You are seeing here with the Four of Swords, you're seeing that you have already been through so much. And you give yourself that honor. And then you start saying, how is it that I want to rise? Where is it that I want to be? What is it that's absolutely the most important thing for me and my soul? And it brings you here to the Seven of Pentacles. It brings you to that patience as you move through the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointments of the mind, of what has been keeping you back. And you start to see that in divine time, things make sense. Divine time, things move in blessings. And it moves you then to the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles over the Seven of Cups. The Ten of Pentacles over your dreams. Your dreams bring you prosperity that lasts for generation. So it's time to move forward in them. Your dreams bring you profound prosperity. And it's time to move forward in the power of your dreams. It's time to start believing in you. And it's time to embrace that power, that passion, that schedule that says, this is what I need for my life. And this is how I need to get serious about it. Now, you might be very serious about it, but you're taking on too much. So then it's kind of like scaling back and saying, okay, what can I take on right now? What's super important for the now? And what can I kind of divvy up or let other people handle? That can definitely be a thing. Or, divvy up and take on later. Because you're having this gift of passion, of determination that is opening up your world. And you're going to see yourself flying to new heights. You're going to see yourself looking at things so differently than you have before. And as you do so, you don't want your world to be one unbearable responsibility after another. And I know that doesn't sound nice because, I very much believe in responsibilities and I believe they shape us and they make us. But sometimes they get to be too much. And sometimes you have to sit there and say, okay, well, people have to start picking up the slack. And I need that help. And it kind of makes you feel like you failed, but you haven't failed. You're not a superhero and you're not supposed to do everything alone. You're just not. And so here with the Ten of Wands, it's taking those burdens off of your back. And it's saying, now it's time for me to get my life back and to start taking the dreams that have been weighing me down by not living them and by saying someday, 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 and making them today. And it moves you then to the Two of Wands. It moves you to the world being in your hands and freeing yourself from the Ten of Wands. It does. It's like, I can't move forward the way that I want to if I'm constantly beaten down all the time. And so I have to heal. I have to see that I hold more power than I ever realized. And as I see this, I rise. I rise in glory. I rise with my angels, renewing me, blessing me as I fight for my truth, as I go after what I dream, as I embrace my reality, and as I slay the demons of my past to embrace the power of my purpose and to resurrect within my glory, within my grace, within the power of myself. I know my I am presence. I know what crowns me, and that's this divine blessing, and that's a divine truth. Let's see what your spirit animals have to say. Scorpio, January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Scorpio. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Scorpio. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Scorpio. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh. Wow. Okay, you have 4. You have 5, actually. That's awesome. So we have here with the horse spirit, freedom is yours. And that's what you want during this time. It's like you want to be free within your life. And it doesn't mean that, you don't uphold your responsibilities, but it means that you get to claim part of your life back because it's been taken over by everything else. And it's claiming part of your life back. It's carving out that time that, instead of just being so overwhelmed that you just kind of veg out, it's carving out that time where you sit there and say, okay, I could do this for 5 minutes. And you might have to build up to it. You might sit there and look at yourself and it's like, it's 5 minutes. Why can't I do it? Because you're spread so thin. So give yourself time. Give yourself time to heal. Give yourself time to take care of yourself. And then start to build that. Start to build on that. And then you have here the white raven spirit. It says, trust in the magic. Trust in the magic that is around you. Trust in the magic that is within you. It's more powerful than you realize. The koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. We don't always know it, but spirit definitely has a plan for you. And we're not supposed to know it. Sometimes we're just supposed to trust. Then you have the porcupine spirit. Time for beginner's mind. It's time to look at things not as, an old hand, somebody who's been there before, been there, done that, got the t-shirt type of thing. It's time to look at things and say, all right, I'm seeing this new. This is a new adventure for me. Coming to things like a child would, with wide eyes and, and wonderment. And it's also looking at the problems and coming to them with new eyes, sitting there and saying, okay, the way I've been looking at it hasn't been working. How can I reassess this situation? It might be even getting advice from outside people who can help you, who can sit there and say, why are you doing that to yourself? And then the hummingbird spirit, be here now. Be in the present. Don't live in the past. Don't live for the future. Be in the present. And you will find that really does help you to embrace the magic and to embrace the power of now. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the snake spirit. It's time to heal. It is. You've been carrying around way too much poison, way too much frustration, heartbreak, disappointment. You've been taking it all on your shoulders, Scorpio. And it's just too much. Now it is time to heal. It's time for a new skin, shedding that old skin and having that new one. And it does make you feel more vulnerable. It does make you feel more overwhelmed at times. Yes, absolutely. But it also, after that shedding process, after that release is done, there's this beauty that is around you. And it moves you then to the Prince of Pentacles, slowly and steadily moving forward and building a solid foundation for your future. And it brings you then to your subconscious chakra message, which is inner strength. And you're going to see that shell that is around you, that shell of, maybe this is as good as it gets type of thing, that shell of, I can't move forward, anyway. And it's breaking and it's saying, oh, yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. There's power and there's brilliance here. And it moves you to your subconscious tarot message, which is the Ace of Wands. The gift of passion and prosperity and bounty and brilliance coming forward. This gift of new beginnings. And you're looking at it and it's like, oh, that's what it's all for, isn't it? That's what I've been working for. That's the meaning. And it does, it like screams at you. It's like, this is it. And you're going to sit there and look at this gift and be like, what? I don't understand. And then you're going to sit there and be like, oh, I get it. I get it, because the gift is handed to you. As you go deeper into the reading, it's handed in your subconscious self. It's this powerful connection that you have, that you absolutely take this gift in every single aspect. And it's like, oh, that's it. Your subconscious, to go deeper into your subconscious, is the Wheel of Fortune. Everything is changing. Everything is changing. Your fortune is changing. And you're entering into a new season. So embrace it with joy. No, it's not with joy. It's like it's embracing a new season, being prepared for a powerful change. And it might not be with joy and, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, please just let it be a bit easier. Let this new power guide me forward in passion, in truth, in determination, in focus. And you're entering into a new season of soul and discovery and self and determination and power. And that's going to be really, really cool. All right, Scorpio, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as you embrace your passion and as you embrace the power of your dreams. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio.